Hello and welcome, my name is Jocelyn and this is my channel. So today we are going to be doing a makeup basket. So I have got this beauty box over here on my vanity that is full of things that I use every day or that I reach for every day or want to reach for every day. It's currently filled with things that I am project panning. I have an 18 in 2018 video on my channel, so I will link that below if you're interested in seeing the things that I'm panning this year. But I need more. So basically I need more things to fill this box up so that I can use them and have a little bit of variety in my everyday makeup routine. So I thought I would bring you along with me to shop my stash. So looking in my Alex drawers right below and this 5-drawer Muji drawer system up here to add to my beauty box on my vanity. If you're interested in seeing what I pull from here to put over there, keep on watching. Before we start, there is one thing I am going to declutter. I had this in my beauty box for the month of January and I used it a couple times and really didn't like it. This is the Kokie matte lipstick in the shade Sahara. It felt real weird on my lips. It was very uncomfortable, which I wasn't expecting it to be. It's a pretty color. It's just, I feel like somebody else in my life might get better use out of it, so I just not interested. All right, so we are going to start in this first drawer, and this contains all of my kind of miscellaneous eye products. So I have a couple mascaras here, my single eyeshadows, eyeliners, and then a few other kind of miscellaneous things. I do have an eye primer already over in my beauty box right now, so I don't need to pull that. I do want to pull a couple of eyeshadows from here, and then I've also got ColourPop eyeshadows on the top of this Alex drawer system that I'll pull a few of. So let's see, I want a few eyeshadows. So the first, I am going to grab this Stila eyeshadow right here. This is in the shade Kitten. I really like this shade, so I might end up actually keeping this forever in my beauty box, but I'm going to pull it for now. The next shade I'm going to pull is this MAC eyeshadow. I got this so long ago and I've hardly used it, and MAC is not cruelty free, so if I ever am going to be able to use this up, I need to actually use it. This is in the shade Stolen Moment, and it's got this really pretty pattern in it. So I'm going to add that to my everyday beauty box. And then let's see if that's pretty. Okay, I am actually going to add this gold Morphe shadow. This is in the shade High Class. It is a pressed pigment. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in and maybe use it a couple times. And then I feel like I want at least one more. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, okay. So we're also going to add this Morphe pressed pigment. This is in the shade Coffee and Drama. It's this really pretty bronze shade, so I'm gonna add that. So I think that's it from my single eyeshadows. I do want to add a couple eyeliners. I think I'm gonna add this ColourPop one. This is in the shade Dirty Talk. It is a gold color. That is what it looks like right there. I think this is gonna look really pretty in the waterline. I'm also gonna add this eyeliner by Ardency In, and this is in the shade Jade. It is their Smooth Ride Supercharged eyeliner, and this is what it looks like. It's this really pretty green color, so I'd like to get a little bit of use out of this. I also have a black eyeliner. It's in my purse right now, so I'm gonna add that back into my makeup stash, and I will also be using that. I also have my two liquid liners, my Kat Von D and my Too Faced, that always stay in my collection on my desk also. So we're done with this drawer. Alright, I already have a face primer that I'm trying to use up in my collection, which I actually really like, so I don't need to grab any primers out. I also have quite a few concealers that I'm using up, so I don't need to grab any of those. I do need a couple of foundations, so I am actually going to grab out, not the Fenty Beauty, but I'm going to grab out this Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. This is actually one of the few shades that is in my color right now. I have mine in the shade 2.5. I like this a lot for everyday use. I think it works really well. When set with a powder, it really lasts most of the day and doesn't fade weird on my skin. So I'm gonna add this. If I need any of these, I'll reach for them later, but I think I'm gonna be good with that foundation and then the two that I'm panning right now. All right, moving down to this next drawer. This houses my bronzers, blushes, highlighters, powders, and face palettes. So I have a bronzer that I'm using up, and I'm actually really close to using up, so I'm not gonna pull the bronzer. I do have two blushes in there, so I don't think I'm gonna pull a blush because I think I'd rather pull a face palette with some blushes in it. So I'm not gonna pull a blush. I am gonna pull a highlighter, and I think because the highlighter that I'm trying to pan is not quite my color yet. So let's see, I think I might actually pull the Mary Luminizer. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the Mary Luminizer. I do actually have a little bit of pan in here right now, so that's exciting. I mean, maybe I'll be able to expand the pan a little bit. So I'm gonna pull this. I have a powder that I'm using right now, so I don't need to pull a powder, but I do need to pull a face palette. I think I might actually pull this Hourglass palette. This is what the inside looks like. It does have a bronzer, 2 blushes, and then 2 face powders, setting powders in here. I've been wanting to pull this out for a while, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. The packaging on this is just my absolute favorite. It's this really pretty marble and this gold hourglass right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this, and then I think that's it. I think that's the only face palette that I'm going to pull. Moving on. Next, I have my eyeshadow palette drawer. So I just pulled those single shadows, and then I'm also gonna pull a couple ColourPop, and then I have the Naked 2 that is in my project pan. So I have all of those sitting up in my makeup box right now. So let's see, what do I want to add to my collection? What do I want to get some use out of? I am going to add, I think I'm actually gonna add this ColourPop palette. I haven't gotten too much use out of it right now. This is the Dream Street palette by ColourPop and Kathleen Lights. It's got some really beautiful shades in here, and I haven't played around with it too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my everyday makeup drawer. And then I need something, well, what mattes are in here? There's quite a few mattes. Okay, so I think I might add, yeah, I'm gonna add the Master Palette by Mario. So that's 3 palettes, and then I think that's actually it. I think that will be sufficient. So those are the 3 palettes I'm going to have in my collection, which I feel pretty good about. All right, so moving up to my 5-drawer Muji drawer. I usually have about 4 ColourPop shadows in my everyday makeup drawer, which is why you see 4 up here, because they don't all fit in here. What are the ones that I want to pull out? I'm looking at this shade. I'm gonna pull out Sundance, and then I'm gonna pull out the shade Muse. I'm also gonna pull out the shade Donna. It's this really pretty green blue shade. Hopefully I use it at least once this month. It's quite the shade. And I'm actually gonna pull the shade Waddles. I'm only gonna pull those 4. Hello. And I'm gonna put these ones back in here. And now I need some lip products. So let's see. This first drawer in here has my ColourPop lippy pencils and Bite Beauty lipsticks. I do need to get some use out of my Bite Beauty lipstick. I'm gonna pull the shade Brandy. This is a very deep purpley pink shade, purpley red pink shade. So I'm gonna pull that one. Yeah, I'm also gonna pull the shade Pastel, I think is what it is. That's that next shade. So there's 2 Bite products. I'm not gonna pull any of these, I don't think. Let me look through and see what else we got. So this next drawer is my liquid lipsticks. I have some ColourPop, I have some Ofra, I have some Stila. I'm gonna pull this NYX Liquid Suede because I don't remember if I liked it or not. It's a really pretty shade, so I'm gonna pull that and make sure that I still like this. And then I'm also gonna pull this Stila Stale Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade, I think this is Beso. Yeah, it's in the shade Beso. So I'm gonna pull this because for some reason I feel like I didn't like this formula in this color, so I wanna pull it and try it out and make sure I like it. I'm also gonna pull the shade Manhattan. This is an Ofra liquid lipstick. This is pretty old, so I want to make sure that the formula is still good. It's a really pretty kind of dark purple color, so I'm gonna try it out and make sure it's still good. I think that's all I'm gonna pull in here. Next, I have some Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks, some Tarte, some MAC lipsticks, Urban Decay, NARS, and a YSL. I'm gonna go ahead and pull, this is the shade Manic. I'm gonna pull this one. This is by Urban Decay. This is their old lipstick tubes, so I'm gonna try this one out. I'm gonna pull this YSL lipstick. I really need to work on using this up because YSL is not cruelty free, so I'm gonna add this to my makeup monthly basket. Oh, actually I'm gonna add the shade Gemini by Jeffree Star. When I went to the Morphe store, I picked this up because I am a Gemini. So, and I actually really like this formula. I think it works really well for me. And then finally, we have this last drawer. I've got some drugstore and I've got some MAC and then all of my lip liners. I don't pull any lip liners because I just pull them as I need them. I'm actually gonna pull these 2 shades. So I'm gonna pull these 2 MAC lipsticks. I have one in the shade Cosmo and one in the shade Brave. These are just really good everyday shades, and I have so many MAC lipsticks, but I need to use them up because MAC is definitely not cruelty free. So I'm gonna add these. Alright, so I've pulled everything from my collection. I'm going to sort it and add it to my beauty box and then show you what it looks like. All Alright, so starting at the top of my beauty box, if you haven't seen this before, this is just a little candle that I have. This little dish I got from Alex for Christmas, and it just holds a few little perfumes here. Up here I have some makeup brushes. I'm not gonna show you the tops of them because they desperately need to be cleaned. Here, starting at the very top drawer, I do have room for some more lipsticks in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like this so that I kind of pressure myself to use what's in here. So again, these are the lipsticks I pulled to use for the month of February. Moving down this next drawer, I have got all of kind of my face products. So these two products right here, these two Clinique Even Better Skin foundations are in my project pan, as well as this NARS concealer and these two Tarte Shape Tapes over here. This is the foundation I pulled to use, and I also pulled this Wet n Wild one. I forgot, it wasn't in my drawer over there. I thought I was gonna declutter it. I tried it for the first time in a long time today, and at first I thought I was 100% gonna declutter it, but it's actually sitting pretty nice on my skin. So I'm gonna give it a couple more days and see if I like it or not, because I'm still undecided. If after a couple days I still don't like it, I am going to declutter it, but I'm keeping it in here so that I know to use it. So this NARS Duo is part of my project pan, as well as this Tarte blush. This is the highlighter that I pulled. This is the powder that I'm using right now. It's actually not Laura Mercier. It is the RCMA. It's this powder put in that container because it sucks to use this container. And then back here I have the little Becca highlighter that I am panning this year, but it is not my color yet. This is in the shade Opal. It's just a little bit too dark for me right now because I'm so stinking pale. In this next drawer on this left hand side, I have beauty tools that don't change ever. And then on this right hand side, I have the single eyeshadows that I added to my box, and then my mascaras, eyeshadow primer, and my eyebrow pomade by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So these are all of the eyeshadows that I added. And then finally, in this last drawer, this is where I have all of the palettes that I'm using this month. So my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette is part of my project pan. Brought in the Master palette by Mario, the Dream Street Kathleen Lights and ColourPop eyeshadow palette, and then also the Hourglass face palette. I also have my two face sprays in here, so the Urban Decay De-Slick face spray, and then also the MAC Prep and Prime, which apparently is lasting me for eternity because it's hard for me to use it up. So yeah, that's what this looks like. Alright, so that is everything that I'm going to be working on and using and trying out for the month of February. I hope you enjoyed going through and shopping my stash with me and pulling things out so that I can kind of focus on them throughout the whole month. I think it's important to get use out of all of your collection when possible, especially in this time that we seem to be living in where it's just new products all the time and they're getting kind of pushed down our throats. It's really important to get use out of the things that we already have in our collection, we've already spent our money on, to make sure we're getting our money's worth. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out and it makes me feel great. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.